Hello and welcome. My name is Zafar Iqbal, and you are watching the Mojo Story. We can directly cut across to visuals that are coming from Shambhu border. This is the border in Haryana. You can see large number of farmers have gathered there, and they are moving towards Delhi. Now, what happened that once the farmers tried to break the barricades, police swung into action and fired tear shells. You can see on that screen, tear shells being fired and farmers being uh, dispersed from that spot. Now, according to reports, there are large number of farmers who are heading in that direction. They hadn't reached there at that point in time. It was just some of the farmers who were there when the police actually stopped them from moving ahead. So clearly, the police have made their intentions very clear. It's the Haryana police that they're going to stop them, but the farmers are not budging, and they're saying that they will move ahead and go to Delhi to lodge their protest. Now, this protest is happening after 2 years from the previous protest of the farmers. But if we can focus on those visuals, you can see massive tear shelling that took place there. Now, the farmers are regrouping and gathering again to move in that direction. Remember, from Fatehgarh Sahib in Punjab, the farmers started their march. It's mainly the farmers of Punjab, Haryana, and Western UP who are moving towards Delhi uh, for lodging that protest. But these are the visuals from Shambhu border. Now, police used tear shells to disperse the agitating farmers. Farmers say that they are continuing to be peaceful, and it's the police which is stopping them from moving ahead. Now, drones were also employed by police. Two types of drones were used. One was used for surveillance to spot the farmers wherever they are gathering and to keep a track on their movement. And the second type of drone was used to fire tear shells. So technology has been also put into use by the police. But you can see on those visuals, farmers carrying flags in their hands, moving in the direction of Delhi. Now, there are many large number of farmers who are heading uh, to different borders of Delhi, and they are moving in tractors and vehicles. And the batch of farmers who are heading to Shambu border had not actually reached there, according to report. Those are the farmers that were already gathered there, and police really swung into action and fired tear shells to move them away, to disperse them from the spot, and to prevent that gathering from breaking the barricades. But farmers are very adamant. They say that they will move ahead and they will go to Delhi. That's the call that has been given by farmers. The farmers wanting to move to Delhi to lodge their protest. Now, why are the farmers protesting after 2 years? There was a protest that happened 2 years ago, but why are they doing it this time? Now, this is not about the repeal of laws. Remember, the old protest was about the repeal of the three farm laws. But this time they are seeking a legal guarantee of minimum support price for all crops, implementation of MS Swaminathan Committee recommendation, which includes increasing MSP by at least 50% above production costs, better prices for sugarcane, and a monthly pension of rupees 10,000 for farmers over 60. Reportedly, stronger action against the accused in the Lakhimpur Kheri incident, and land in Delhi for a memorial to those killed in previous protests. Now, those are the list of demands that the farmers have put across. There were a round of negotiation that was done with the government, but that has failed, and that is what has resulted in those protests. Now, these are the borders in Delhi. You can see from those visuals, they have been barricaded, and there is concertina wire that has been laid on the road to stop the movement of the farmers. The farmers being, though, very clear and saying that their strategy is to move to Delhi. Remember, they sat in Delhi 2 years ago for months altogether and forced the government to repeal those farm laws. And now they want to do a repeat of that. And that is precisely the reason you can see these farmers They have been mobilized and they are moving towards the national capital with flags in their hand. But the first confrontation that happened between the farmers and the police, that happened at Shambhu border. That's in Haryana. The Haryana police swung into action. They fired tear shells and they stopped the movement of farmers towards the national capital. But it's not going to stop the farmers. The farmers are moving from different directions. So clearly, the challenge for the security forces, if that is the message that has come from the top, is to stop the farmers, is clearly to stop them from moving to Delhi once again. And that's going to be the big challenge for the security forces. They're using drones for surveillance, and they're also using drones uh, for firing tear shells. So all those measures have been put in place, but the farmers say that they are not going to budge from their demands and they're going to move ahead in the direction of the national capital. How are they going to do that? They're going to break the barricades. You see, look at these barricades uh, on your screen. There are barricades, concertina wire that's been laid. But here at Shambu border, they were stopped. Tear shells were fired. Both the sides clearly not budging from their stand. The police stopping the farmers, and farmers very adamant, very keen to break those barriers and to move towards the national capital. Now, they have dispersed for a while, but they are reportedly regrouping and moving on. And that's the first point of confrontation between the farmers and the police as far as this round of agitation of farmers is concerned. This is Shambu border, dramatic visuals that are coming from Shambu border. Farmers who are marching towards Delhi were stopped by the police, and police fired tear shells to stop their movement. The farmers dispersed after that police action, but reports suggest that they are regrouping and moving towards Delhi. You can see on those images, preparations have been made by the security agencies. Rapid action forces have been deployed. Police deployment is in full strength. Now, that has led to traffic snarls in Delhi, but nevertheless, those measures have been taken to stop the movement of farmers towards the national capital. Now, these are farmers mainly from Punjab, from Haryana, and from Western UP who are moving in the direction of the national capital to lodge their protests. They say that they are peaceful, but the police has sealed the borders with barricades and concertina wire. You can see on those visuals, they've been strongly sealed all the borders to prevent the movement of the farmers. Now, earlier, the farmers were protesting in the first round of agitation 2 years ago for the repeal of three farm laws, but this time their demands are of a broader nature. They seek legal guarantee of minimum support price for all the crops, implementation of the MS Swaminathan uh, uh, committee recommendations, including increasing MSP by at least 50% above production cost, better price for sugarcane, and a monthly pension of 10,000 rupees for the farmers. But we can see from those visuals that farmers are moving away after the tear shells were fired. But if we can also play up the sound and to find exactly what happened at the Shambu border when the farmers confronted with the police.
बैठ जाओ प्लीज बैठ जाओ प्लीज 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 वीर जी हो जाओ वीर जी यार कहाँ गया सिकंदर ओ भाई साइड हो जाए यार प्लीज दूर तो
Those are visuals from the Shambu border. Clearly, not a good situation there. The protest, in fact, farmers who were marching towards Delhi were stopped by the police and tear shells were fired at the marching farmers and they were dispersed. But according to reports, they're regrouping, and they're not going to budge from their stand, which is moving towards the national capital to get their demands implemented. We'll keep a close track of this story through the day. That remains our big focus here on Mojo Story. But for now, thanks so much for watching our continuous coverage of the farmer protests and how the farmers from different directions are trying to move towards the national capital as they are being stopped by the police and other law enforcing agencies. Uh, Thanks so much for joining us and for watching the Mojo Story.
Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your